Hi guys, welcome to day 5 of the 30-day online training. Today we'll be looking at the lookup formulas. I'll be spending more time on the Vlookup, so once you understand the Vlookup, it's actually easy to understand the HLookup. Whereas for XLookup, it's people with the updated version of Excel. So if you're running like Excel 2019 or Office 365, that you'll be able to use the XLookup because it's a fairly new function, but it's just a modified and a more flexible version of the VLOOKUP and the HLOOKUP. So let me quickly start with the VLOOKUP. One, the VLOOKUP is basically used to look up a value in a table, okay, by matching the first column. So it looks up the value. For example, as I have this table like this, if I highlight the table like this, what VLOOKUP can do is it will search through the first column. Once it sees a match, then it will give you the corresponding row you need or the corresponding column you need. Okay, unlike the HLOOKUP that looks based on the rows, but VLOOKUP looks at the column. That's the first thing I will need you to understand. So I will just quickly do a couple of examples. We are going to be using the same data set you used from our last class, but this time I've added the serial number column to help us with that. So let's quickly do a couple of examples. One, the formula for VLOOKUP starts with you write the VLOOKUP, then you talk about the item you're looking up. Okay, so I'll make it a write-down item. I don't want to hard code it into my formula. So comma, then I'll say search this table. Okay, you highlight the full table you want to search. Then let's say it should return the color. Let's return the color. Now you have to count the number of columns to the column. So 1, 2, 3. Now serial number is the first, name is the second. I want it to return the color column, which is the third, right? So that's, you count from the first, second, and yeah, now the third. If I want it to return the number column, I will pick the fourth, but because I want the color for now, I'll pick the third. So I'll put 3. Then the last criteria. What this criteria helps you do is, if VLOOKUP doesn't find an exact match, do you want it to return an approximate match or an exact match? Most of the time I would prefer you use an exact match because that would make your work more accurate. So I just say, okay, now because I've not entered anything here as what it's looking for, so in M1, let me say look for 1. Can you see? So basically when I inputted 1, what happened is Excel searched through this column. Where is 1? It sees this, then it returned the third column corresponding row, the third column. Can you see here? So I can use it to return this green. Okay, now let's say if I enter 13, basically if you come here, that's shown and that's red. So what VLOOKUP can help you do is, if you have a large data set, it can help you search through it and basically return a row. So let's do this. Let's return a full row with the full VLOOKUP instead of returning only a single item. So this time I'll just let me clear the formula. Okay, so here I'll put, this is the input, which will be the serial number. Then I'll put the name here, I'll put the color, then I'll put the number. Okay, so let's set it. So here we start with is equals to VLOOKUP. Okay, the lookup value is here, right? So we say comma, pick this entire table. Now the first thing we need you to return the second column, which is the name column. Okay, and make it an exact match. Okay, don't bother about the info now, that's because we've not put anything here, so I'm unable to see. But if I delete one content here right now, okay, so it's because we've not imputed anything. Let me put the formula here so we can move on with that. Here I need you to return the third, and here I need you to return the number. Okay, so if I put 1 here, let's test the formula. Can you see 1 returns shown, green, and 5? So if I say 10 here, it returns 10, higher, white, and 4. So it helps you, works like an automated thing, so that once you put one of the value, now what you should notice, VLOOKUP believes this should be unique, because now in case I have 2 10s, let's say instead of 5 here I have 10 here. Look at what will happen. Vlookup will always pick the first match. Now that's one of the other constraints of Vlookup. It will only pick the first match. It will ignore the second match. Do you understand? And it will not return multiple values. Now there is a way to return multiple values with Vlookup. We call it array formula. Maybe I'll try to cover it in subsequent classes, but I would not cover it now because we are still in the basic class. Okay. So just know that Vlookup will always return the first match. Okay, and another thing you need to note about Vlookup is you can only search to your right. So from here I can put the index here. I cannot search backwards. Okay, so if I'm using this as my index, maybe the green as my index, I cannot search name. Let me show you an example. Okay, so let me clear this. Okay, so let me say if I want to return number using color as a search, I can say is equals to Vlookup, and then since I'm using color as a search, I'll just click on the color column, comma, and then start from here. Can you see I'm starting from here basically? Then I can say comma, I'm returning the second column because now I'm starting from here. So this color is column 1 and number is column 2, and I would return exact match. Okay, so if I come here and I put blue, can you see blue returns 1? But I cannot use blue to search for informer, which is the name. Neither can I use it to search for serial number. So that's another constraint of the Vlookup. You cannot use it to search backwards. Now that's one of the reasons why Excel in subsequent versions actually created the XLOOKUP. So for XLOOKUP, you are not restricted to searching forward. You can actually search forward. I hope you actually understand that. So there are other things also that you can do with Vlookup. Let me show you other examples of things we can do with Vlookup. Now you can decide to do a Vlookup for jointed color. So for example, or a column. Now for example, I want to search for Sean, where Sean and green. Okay, I want to search for any column that has Sean and green. Now because Vlookup will only take one index column, what you usually do in this kind of cases, you create an additional column. Okay, sometimes they call it an helper column. Note that this is not part of the original data set, so you create an helper column. Okay, let me put it in bold, italize it so you know it's not basic, one of the original columns. Okay, now what you do is you now concatenate these two. Apologies, we've not got into text function, but concatenation basically means merging two texts together, merging two items together. So if I say concatenate, okay, and I pick this and then pick this, can you see it basically merges it together? So that is what concatenate will do for you. I hope you understand that. So you can do this, okay, and then I drag down. Can you see it concatenate everything? Now if I want to now search for these two columns, because I've concatenated them to form this helper column, what I can do is I can say, okay, name and color. So you put your input for name here, and you put your input for column here, and let's call this the output, which gives you the result of the number. Okay, so how you write the formula is you say is equals to Vlookup. Now note, now you are going to merge these two columns together. Okay, and how are you going to do that? You click on the first column and then you use the and sign. Okay, click on the second column. Can you see that? The first column, the and sign, the second column. Then you now do the Vlookup array. So you pick the table here. Now note I'm picking the helper table. I'm not picking from the name. Like I said, you cannot search backwards. So you are clearly picking because this is the column it's searching from. And note another constraint of Vlookup is you must always highlight the table you are picking or you are searching from first. So the column I'm searching from must always come first. That has to be the first column in the table I'm picking. Okay, so I'll pick that, then I'll say comma. I need it to return the second, then I'll say exact match. So let's try this. If I say ayo and I say shoe, Can you see? So Ayo and Shu returns the 6. Let's try Amaka and yellow. So if I say Amaka, that means Amaka and yellow. Can you see it returns 3? So if I want to actually loop through this, I can put green here constantly, and I want to know everybody that has a green ball. So I can say, okay, let me start with Sean. Definitely Sean has green ball. What if I try Dane? Dane has green ball also. What if I try Ifoma? Ifoma does not have a green ball. Let's try Amaka. She doesn't have a green ball. Then we can try James. You understand, something like that. You just keep searching until you get to however you want it to show. Okay, so if I'm doing Akinami, decide to say, okay, let's search for yellow ball with it, and then it shows you the output. So this allows you to put 2 inputs to actually get your output. That's also one of the things you can do with Vlookup, and that's one of actually the main advantage of using Vlookup. I hope you basically understand my point. Now, there's another example I want to show you on how you can use Vlookup. Okay, let me take this out. Let me clean this up and take out this helper column. Okay, so let's say yes, if I want to search 2 columns, or how do I explain this? Okay, let's do a 2-way search. Yeah, a 2-way search with Vlookup basically. So how a 2-way search would work is you actually take the input. Okay, just like we have an input here, we can decide to take the name as our input. Okay, and then you take the color also as an input.